What's up, everybody, and welcome to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mr. Graven. All right, guys, so I'm still working the CP, man. Got a couple of weeks. I'm at 361 today. I'm still enlightened. I'm going to pick up the dailies. I'm on the Nightblade healer. I've been trying to do the randoms with each of my characters as much as possible to maximize as much XP as possible on each of my tunes. So I'm going to be on the Nightblade healer here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the dailies and see what we can get ourselves into. Runes. I'll pick it up. I'm hoping I don't get it as a random, because that one can be a bitch depending on the team. That one's easy. Two? Should be two. Yes. It's not bad. Actually hoping I get that one. Alright, so we're going to go to Activity Finder. We're going to go to Random Vet Dungeons, because I'm basically just, taking the chance that I'll pick up one of the dailies this way, as much as possible. Make sure all my skills are set. Yeah, we're good. Getting a tank sometimes is just such a bitch. Oh, there we go. City Bash, City Bash, City Bash. Shit! Damn it, man. Never fails. I'm always getting some sort of vet I don't want. But oh well, the XP is worth it. Let me get something out of here I actually need Let's Shield. So I'm going to let these guys know that I'm looking for it. So I am looking for the Lich Shield. I don't need anything else. Should spell.
I'm the one you want.
I don't know how you lot escaped from torture.
Food buff should be good.
But it will resume.
You are not yourself, Narayan.
Looks like a solid team.
Help yourself, wretch.
Wait.
One of my little trolls was dumb enough. I posted a vid with me using spider silks, and it's very important. I'm not going to tell people why. It's up to them to figure it out. But synergies are definitely going to play a very important role. And I will give you guys one hint. It does have to do with the GCD. And I'm telling you guys, DPS, if you think you're not going to be using synergies in your rotation, a lot of things have changed. At one time, you didn't think you'd be doing a lot of weaves. Well, and who's the first person who was telling you that? Was me before most of these retards. Or idiots, I'm sorry. Let me re-clarify. Idiots. The same ones who didn't believe in friggin' diminishing returns. But yeah, DPS, you're definitely going to be slotting a synergy ability somewhere if you can pull it off. But I'm not going to tell you how. It's up to you guys. I'm tired of being the person
And it's under guard.
trying to help people, and people can't get it. They can't. But once again, you know, I've been doing this since day one, and whatever else have you. When people said Nightblades couldn't heal, which I already knew they could, PC players were already doing it. Console players were dumb. Same thing with the DK, the Sorcerer, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, I wanted to put my hands in everything. So I've had my back against the wall since day one.
This place is not for open you up. Find some chains to hang your ignorance. Even if you defeat me, you will be alive.
Shit. Nice. Back. Yo, man, can somebody please grab this thing so it quits knocking me up? Thank you.
This doesn't concern you, outsider. Leave those souls. Kill the intruder.
Okay. Come on. Yo, dude, tank. What? One of our TPS got a phone call. Oh, it's our tank! Yeah, what could possibly happen? I love it when someone's like, can you do something? I'm in an MMO. I can't. Ah, shit! Get out of the circle! Oh my god. Thank you, tank. Damn it. Game over. Nothing I can do. 0. Friggin' bullshit. What the heck? Yeah, right. Okay. Sure. Fuck. If we can find one. This is bullshit. So bullshit. Yes. Nice. Not bad on the heel. The end, 34. See, here's some of the inconsistencies that I've been noticing as far as some of the stuff. So, here we have the overall healing on FTC. Here's healing on this one. And I think the reason being, more or less, this is equivalent. This is total amount for group, self-sustains, any other effects that would take into the entire party. Anything, monster set, whatever. I think this is more individualized, so when I throw up the report screen, oh, shit, really? Alright. Oh, I don't have it set up on this dude. Okay. There's that one. I don't have this keybind set up. I need to set up this keybind. But anyways, when you open up this screen, it'll break down everything. But there is a lot of differences. We had a tank, and he's gone. I'll give it another 2 or 3 minutes. I don't think this one's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and wait around forever. Sucks. Get to the first boss, something like this happens. It's just the worst. But I don't know. Anyways, so let me explain something. And like I said, I'm trying to help players. But every time I do, and everybody's like, well, because you're such a dick about it. Well, hello, look how a lot of these people approach me. You guys want me to just sit here, be a pacifist, and just, take people's abuse and not dish out my own? I'm going to call out stupid shit, guys. All right? And people are going to hate me for it. The more dumb your statement and the more naive you guys are, the more I'm probably going to, I'm going to give you a little heads up. If you blast me for it, I'm going to blast you back, right? It's going to happen. It's going to happen that way. Yeah, and I know a lot of people will be like, well, you're such an asshole. Well, yeah, of course I'm an asshole. Everybody in my real life will tell you that. They're like, he's probably one of the most giving individuals that you'll know, except he has no censor, and he does not tolerate stupidity. And I don't tolerate stupidity. I do not. It's just something I am not, I don't think you have to be the smartest individual. But don't pretend or act like you know about something until you put it to practice, unless you're testing it, unless you know this is a resound fact, and you can prove it with an absolute. Don't open up your big fat mouth. Don't do it. Just don't. I don't like ignorance and I don't like stupidity, especially comboed together. Because that's dangerous. That's how you get radical morons in this world, right? Couple ignorance with stupidity, along with a little bit of naive perception, and you have people out there that are just they're completely reckless and dangerous. It's just because they're whatever. I'd rather deal with a dangerous smart individual than a stupid dangerous stupid person, because dangerous stupid person is going to get caught. Smart people who are dangerous typically are very, they're the ones who use pawns, right? They use pawns and they'll never get caught. Nothing ever is traced back to them. And that's what the stupid reckless people are pawns in this world. And they're easily disposable to the people who's manipulating them. And I don't agree with that, but those individuals, I'm telling you, man. And I always feel like you can't. If you come at me a certain way, I'm gonna go back at you a certain way. If you're going to, spread stupidity, yeah, I'm going to blast you for it, right? Like diminishing returns. I'll blast anybody for diminishing returns. If you're stacked in your CP without a damn good reason to be stacked, I'm going to call you out on that stupid shit. Because guess what it is? It's stupid. It's still stupid, even without Morrowind. Even without Morrowind, it's stupid. You lose, right? I've had so many people say, prove it on a test on me. Well, then I went on public test. I showed the diminishing rate. Diminishing rate has changed, right? Yes. The value on Elemental Expert and Mighty have changed. But what they did is offset Thermaturge. Thermaturge remains the same. Master of Arms is now a direct effect. Those now go up to 25%, just like Elemental Expert and Mighty did. So the diminishing rate is still the same on those levels, right? They've only implemented the key words to make you guys understand there are diminishing returns in this game, right? Now, unless you have, like I said, a damn good reason why you're stacked, and you can't say it's more DPS. You lose DPS stacking. You can't say it's to increase your DPS. You can't say that. That's not the case. That is not the case. You'll lose. And once again, guys, I've had people just blast me, just keep coming up and blasting me. I'm like, listen, man, I'm a college dropout, but when I went to college, I studied financing and economics. And part of economics was the law of diminishing marginal returns, meaning I had to take an entire semester on the effects of inflation and diminishing returns on different financial products, giving macro and micro on the level of micro and macroeconomics, and of course, currency value between neighboring countries and shit. So I actually studied a lot of this stuff. But I dropped out of college. The reason I dropped out because I actually got a job in the related field that I was studying for, to find out, oh my God, I actually don't need to finish college to work in this field, because I was actually worked in the field. I was actually recruited by a friend's mother who I didn't know at the time, but she was working in the field, and he had told her about me. She met with me, and they hired me into their company. And at the time, I was the youngest to be hired in their company, which was a great honor. It was great. I was 19 years old, my second year in college, and I was already, working in that type of field. It was amazing, simply amazing experience for me. That was another thing that I realized too, because everything, no matter what you learn in high school and in college, doesn't mean shit when you get out in the real world. Because sometimes the rules apply, and other times you find out you learn things that you never really did. It's not textbook. It's out of textbook. It's experience. You got to put yourself. And that experience, I always kept to my, the people above me, and I stuck very close to those individuals so I could learn from them. I'd mentor from them, because to me that was invaluable. And that's what I think, I'm trying to give you guys. Regardless of how this MMO is set up, what I'm trying to give you guys is 20 years of experience. Because no matter how different that this game is compared to other games, certain rules will apply and certain rules will not. And the adaptation between to each game is different. You have a different learning curve. But the principle behind the mechanics is basic fundamentals. And you can't ignore certain facts when it comes to those type of fundamentals. So, have at it. A lot of people will be like, you think you know it all? No, I'm not saying that at all, guys. I am human. I make mistakes every day of the week. I'm just the type of person like, hey, I want to test it. I want to put myself out there. I want to learn from people. And I don't tolerate ignorance or stupidity very well. If people want to leave smart-ass comments, I'm going to fire back. If you're not going to leave a smart-ass comment and whatever, have at it. But once again, I don't claim I'm the best at anything. I don't have that type of mentality. I'm the type of person, I like learning. That's why I like MMOs. The simple fact of it is I can actually go out, try different things, put myself in different circumstances. Not just from a math perspective, crunching numbers, which I do like to do on certain occasions. Certain times I just get lazy and I round things and get general conception of what's going on. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell people. I really don't. I mean, you guys, there are certain players that are going to adapt. Certain players are going to have a harder time. And when it comes to synergies, DPS, like you take Magic Sorks. Is Liquid Lightning a contributing factor now to your party? Well, it always was. It was a AoE effect. So you have an AoE effect that's instance, right? But let's take a look at rearming trap. DPS will put down rearming trap. It has a 1.5 second arm, right? 1.5 second. Before it'll actually deal out damage. Yeah, if DPS will slot that. Why? Because even though they lose DPS on the upfront, they gain it on the back end, right? Because it increases your crit value damage on the top of the trigger. And that's relative, right? The same thing applies in a synergy effect, because when you take a look at a synergy effect, you're going to lose on the upfront cast, right? Or the effect, the delayed effect. But what ends up happening, it was going to layer on top, right? It's going to layer it. And then all of a sudden, you have that synergy. Think about this, guys. I'm not going to tell you it. I'm going to tell you the answer, but I want you to think about this. Okay, think about it. Okay, so we have GCDs now coming up that's affecting synergies specifically, right? Why would you want one synergy in your DPS rotation? But why? Think about it. Take 12 people, slot them with as many different synergies as possible, without having to dramatically affect the DPS rotation. Think about it. Add proc effects from synergy. Mall sets. Think about this. Once again, you guys got to think about it. I'm not going to tell you everything, right? I got my own little dirty secrets. I've got things that in certain people I roll with. Once again, as a former elitist, I'm not elitist now, but I never wanted to be a YouTuber. Main reason I never wanted to be a YouTuber, because me and my guilds always got shit done more than any other guilds in prior games. Why? Because we didn't want people to know our shit. And guess who was the leader? I was. I was one of the... If I wasn't the leader, there was a couple guilds I wasn't. I was an officer. And when I was an officer or a leader, my main responsibility was to figure out the rotations, the math behind everything as much as possible. As much as possible. Keeping human error into consideration. But, as far as macro rotations or anything else goes. And that was a lot of pressure because I played every class. So I could know. And one thing I never liked, or none of us liked, was giving out our dirty secrets because we were competitive. We didn't want people rolling the same shit. If you were there, it's because you deserved it. You weren't getting dragged. And I still kind of have that little bit of in me. I want you to think. I'll give you some hints. I'll give you some clues. I'll give you some heads up. I'll try to help you, and I have been. But it's up to you guys to piece it together, man. I want you to think. I don't want you guys plugging in and just taking everybody's word for it. That's stupid. But think about that. Think about it. Really stop and think. Why would Mystic say DPS should look towards a synergy effect? Think about that. Not just necessarily abilities either, guys. Let's take a look at ultimates that have synergies. It's interesting. I will tell you that. All right, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, post below. And for anybody who says, and this is another rumor going around, that I'm stealing builds, and all my viewers will definitely say I do not steal anybody's build. It's another reason I don't post trial builds. So let me put this out there one more time. I don't post trial builds because every trial build has to have a trial primary set. The only thing that differs with trial builds is for each class, the secondary set will change, right? So why am I going to put out a build that has a primary trial set and somebody else is a bunch of people are going to be putting out similar builds, and they're all now going to claim that they stole it from each other? I'm not going to deal with that type of drama. Okay, it's just something I'm not willing to deal with. But I can tell you for a fact that every build that sets up for hard trials has trial primary sets, usually. There are a couple builds, and there's one or two, like healers. Healers a lot of times don't run trial setups for their healing builds. It's just the DOS doesn't really take a look at Twilight's is probably the best, but then you have to sacrifice whether or not you're going to if you're a Templar, if you're going to sacrifice Worm and Spell Power Cure. I highly doubt that. If you're any other healer, are you willing to sacrifice your monster set for a Destro? Fuck no, you're not, because you need both sets to proc. So that's the kind of funny thing that's why I don't ever get into trial builds. So if anybody ever asks why doesn't Mystic give out trial builds, because everybody else is doing it, and I'm not going to have that drama of somebody saying you stole my build. Any of these builds I put out there, most of the time, 90% of the time, I make sure that even if somebody's running the same kind of class setup that I do, that I'm the one coming out with at least something completely different, and I'm not trying to emulate other people. I don't like cookie cutting. Right? I'm anti-cookie cutting. It's fine if you want to, emulate people. I'm not that type of player. I've preached that, so I can assure you guys, if you guys can post, if anybody thinks I'm stealing anything, link their vid with their post date, because when they create the video, it'll put a timestamp on it, right? And if it precedes my timestamp, I will say, okay, this guy had the build before me. Okay, that's fine. I'll say that. But unless that timestamp says that, I don't really care what other YouTubers are doing. I really don't. But unless the timestamp specifically is indicated that, whatever, anybody who wants to think that I'm stealing shit, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. I was running orbs before most of these fucks ever were. And I have that time stamped. You guys give me a timestamp with healers running orbs prior to my timestamp, and I'll show you my timestamp. My timestamp was over a year and a half ago, almost, with me running orbs. You guys get a healer. Show me a healer build with an orb situation prior to mine. Go ahead, do it. Most likely, 95% of the time, you're not going to see it. You're not going to find it. A lot of people are emulating what I'm doing. I have a reputation for my healer builds. So, yeah, everybody can kiss my ass on that. So, yeah, once again, I appreciate all my viewers and all my real subscribers. If you have any questions, comments, post below. Thank you for watching, and once again, and always, have a nice day.